Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So last time we kinda left off exploring the Koronus Expanse, trying to get to Cavia Gamma, and we came across a jungle world here that I could actually explore. So it's just called Jungle World. It had Xenotech. When I went to Augur Anomaly, it gave me the ability to choose a party, so I chose not to do this and go do some space battles in the place instead, which took up a lot of time because I was getting my butt kicked. Got some good stuff for the ship, but more or less put this off until beginning of this episode, so I kind of want to go and explore this. Bottomless pit. Dark and malign forces lurk beneath the fabric of the physical universe. So we'll see what is here at the bottomless pit, why I need a full contingent of people. I actually kind of wanted Idira here. Oh well. Yeah, let's go back and get Idira. I forgot that she got taken out of my group, and Cabela, like I just kind of went and clicked. Cabela got replaced for Idira because Idira was unavailable for a set amount of time. So let's see here. A lot of goods, a lot of greenery, cool. Awareness perception.
The rogue trader descending into the abode of wretched serfs. Is it some sort of tradition? If so, then it is certainly not one my house has adopted.
Inside the containers are remnants of stones and frescoes depicting a black spot surrounding by structures of some sort.
Oh, Lady Theodora would be tickled pink to hear about a tradition like that.
Inscription.
Perfection.
A barely noticeable word in the shaky handwriting. When you touch the darkness, and the darkness will accept you. There's stuff over here. Rudimentary tools and devices now covered in a layer of dirt and local flora. Rusty Cognitor, Tech Use 93.
This explorator is blessed with
Some cargo, Mechanist cargo. More goods. Just more cargo, some fuel and stuff like that. Rusty Cognitor over here, let's go take care of that.
Operation.
Just more cargo. What's this? Numerous ropes and cables, and abruptly at the very edge of the pit, vanishing into the gathering darkness. Well, I guess we gotta touch out and reach darkness. The darkness swirls beneath your feet, a void of impenetrable gloom. You do not hear a single sound from the depths of the pit, no ailing wind, no rustle of dust. It said touch the darkness. We're gonna touch the darkness. At the edge of your consciousness, you sense something slimy and intangible answering your invitation for contact. It seeps into your thoughts, tasting your emotions. Surprise and curiosity envelop you. These feelings are not your own. Willpower. Step away from the hole. Succeeded, gained 18 experience. Each step you take takes a tremendous effort, as it feels as if you are being smothered from the inside, grinding your very being into dust to the point where your heart might just jump out from your chest. But you are stubbornly able to continue until the alien thought releases you and the illusion immediately fades away. Well, there's something down there. And I probably just screwed the interaction.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
But at least we got some loot, I guess. Got a little,
Would you look at that?
Oh, carved pattern.
Triumphant, as always.
Surface is covered in countless scratches. You can discern some logic in them. Someone began scratching strange symbols, but then defaced them, adding extra marks and lines. Is there anything else here?
It's weird. My mind is completely empty. Not a single whisper, no premonitions, nothing. Just empty. The witch's mind is at ease. I must be doubly on my guard.
Telepathy, Staff of Mind, Sight, so Vision of Death. What does this exactly do? Target must pass a willpower resistance test or sum for mental damage equals Psyker's power staff plus psi rating plus 30% of its current wounds. Latter part of the damage cannot exceed 300. Huh. Actually could be kind of cool. But there's like nothing on this planet.
Let's seize the opportunity.
I suppose there could have been a fight or something. Had I...
How fascinating. Predictable.
Speak to the fear that dogs you. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much more out of this. Could have been something if I didn't resist that willpower, but I have a feeling that would have been kind of bad as well. Well, we got the Xenotech stuff. Suppose let's just continue on. Chart new routes. So, once again, I can go to Epsilon. I might have to go to Epsilon here. I wanted to go, and I think I screwed things, to the Frozen Prince, to the Emperor's Palm, up to Kranok. But it's not giving me a path, and I need to have a navigator's insight here. So let's travel down to Omnicron, see if I can get some more navigator's insight here. For once it didn't, like, give me anything of, hey, you need to deal with this. Before I go any further, I do want to look at something. Because there was something in my journal that I've totally spaced on. Because... critical tasks here, voidship bridge. The technomats sent by Ravor have failed to resolve the issue. That I'll have to inspect them himself. So I need to find whatever this lever is and inspect it myself. And I don't know where that is. So I'm assuming that maybe my computer. So turn the computer on. No, I don't really care about this. I want to turn the computer on. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. It says this is on the bridge. One of the ship's fuel levers is in poor state. Where would the fuel lever be? Bridge technomat? Control panel? Maybe. Fuel system here. Yeah, there we go. No failures detected. Then why are we smoking? Then why are we smoking if there's no failures detected? That's a lot of smoke. I don't think your incense is going to do anything. The system's Vox system is in need of thorough calibration. Meet with the Vox Master. Okay. Well, the ship's in need of a lot, it looks like. Although it didn't really look like I did anything. Hi, Vox Master. Vox system need help. My personal log indicate that the Vox system is malfunctioning. Explain. Lord Captain, the Vox system is functioning as expected. No communication problems have been reported by any of the crew. Please allow me to check the system's calibration setting in your personal private presence to alleviate any concern that you may have about its performance. Her thin fingers dart between hundreds of wires and cables on the control panel, flipping switches and turning dials. She issues commands and methodically checks lines and communications with the crew on every check, at last accompanied by a sound of static, crackling of vox, and flickering through signal lights. The dance of her hands concludes. All finished, Lord Captain. No issues detected. The system is working as expected. Well, thank you for your service, Lord Captain. That's weird. Forgotten Twin Systems is a particular interest to the rogue trader. Forgotten Twins. What's the Forgotten Twins? Is that on my ship? Or is that a... I'm wondering if that's on my ship here. I don't see anything that's about, like, twin... You'd think it would say twin, whatever. The Forgotten Twins. So, I'm assuming that is going to be a planet or something I visit. So here we have space dust. Got fuel. Let's go to what looks like to be a molten world or a burning world. Inhabited. The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained on a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. The ear augurs detect that the framework of these 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome systems failed and left behind the city a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Not sure what the palace would have, but that would have the most, like, important stuff. Temple District would have, like, holy relics, things like that. Supplies would be food, I'm assuming, and fuel would be promethium or other fuel type things. Let's explore the palace. Ghost sword. Power sword at that. It's Eldari though. Lavishly decorated estate of local ruler towers. A lavishly decorated estate of the local ruler towers over the other featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value has been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain was even given an exquisite sword found in the secret cache that once belonged to the mansion's owner. So 1 profit factor ghost sword, which could actually be pretty good. I'll have to look at who that's good for. Profit factor is the better part there. Temple District probably gets me profit factor as well. Holy Gifts, 2 with 117. So I can sell a lot of that. No profit factor, but Blessed Bolter Casing. Single attacks with bolters automatically hit the target. Argenta gets that. The Temple District is situated at the heart of the city. The God Emperor's statue, intricately carved from the precious crystal, is suspended beneath a dome, supported by chains of gold. This can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by a majestic sight, the expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigor. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on a pedestal, wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship and told many tales about how the Emperor himself, who had been watching for them from above, had directed their attention to this sacred relic. Get the supplies. So provisions, mechanist creations, all this is selling stuff. Ranged weaponry and a uniform kit. So nothing special there. I didn't think I'd be able to get everything here. Your people flooded the city like tidal wave, filled the building after building, bunkhouse after bunkhouse, and receded its quiet streets just as quickly. There were plenty of useful things among their findings, including foodstuffs. And I guess we get the generators, so extra fuel. So we did get 1 profit factor and a bunch of stuff I could sell. That's cool. So we get to leave. Before I forget, am going to put these promethium bullets on, or the promethium casings on Argenta, because if she shoots with the single attack, she automatically hits with either the heavy bolter or the bolter. And then not only that, if I use her heroic action, she can shoot 10 or 8 times with the heavy bolter. That is ridiculous. I'm not sure anyone can use that Eldari equipment, but it would be nice. So I was thinking, oh, this is a one-handed. She can use Eldari equipment. Wait, why can't? So to equip Eldari armor, you need Eldari equipment, but to fully spec into Eldari, you need two different things. That's interesting. These boots I wanted on Idira just because of for each psi power or psyker attack, they gain 5 dodge until their next turn. I can give Cabela this Diagnoser. I totally forgot about that. Seeing if I can't upgrade anyone's armor here. I'm very interested in trying out these Eldari things because they do look really good. I'm sure I could make Cabela here a lot better. I want to look at something here real quick. It would be a normal talent like this. Dual weapon combat. Character can attack with second weapon in the current weapon set in addition to the usual one per one. Oh, it costs more AP, but they would get to attack with both weapons. So I think I really wanted Cabela to do that instead of having a greatsword. That would be okay. But I like having her with a greatsword, so I don't know. Something to think about. To maybe respec her if I don't find a good two-handed weapon. I don't have the Extractium in for the plasteel, and I have a lot of plasteel. And what's on this world? If I get like one more profit factor from anything, I can... Oh, new rumor, magnetic storm. Cannot pierce the magnetic storm. So magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of the augur arrays. Only true, powerful diviner machines may see through the current magnetic fluctuations in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of the Emperor-forsaken planet. The rogue trader has decided to leave the unwelcoming world and will return here one day, so I can't do anything here. So the Savannah world I have to come back to once I get something. I was hoping to have another path here, so I could maybe go here, but that just charts the course. It doesn't help me get there. So... I suppose what I could do... Oh, new development stage for Foulstone. Let's check that out. As I was saying, what I can do is just go to Janus, even though that's not what I wanted to do. Get another, or more insight just to keep going over to Cranach there. Because I messed up with the insight with how I moved here. Because going from Furibundus up to Speculo, I don't have the points anymore. That wasn't the right button. Alright, Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from Winterscale's dynasty domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the renowned holy man Nicomedes Keefe, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. Pilgrims revering Keefe's rival, Philoples of Malpi, claimed Keefe to be a thief who had stolen the relics of St. Contagious and violated sacred mystery of his resting place to sate his greed. Order of Hammer is furious at the heretics' statements and the desecration of Keefe's burial site. Who is Nicomedes, and what's the issue here? Keefe is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse, offering them valuable guidance and colonizing Foulstone. He converted many worlds into the Imperial Creed, but his most famous feat is the search for the burial site of the legendary preacher Saint Cognitus, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago. Leaving behind scores of relics, Keefe was able to track down some of those relics. The order was named after the power of the hammer, St. Cognitus' Perilous charge. Malpe is a priest of Winterscale's realm. He preached in the same time as Nicomedes Keefe and denounced him for false veneration of St. Cognitus. He believed that Cognitus preached incomprehensibly the highest wisdom in people, and that any attempts to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called search for St. Cognitus' burial site blasphemy, and collectors of the relics looting and soliciting, in his opinion, sacred objects should not be congregated in one place, but should find haven across many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggregation gives way to pride. So what say my advisors? For a group that just arrived in a foreign realm, the Malpins' conduct is insolent at best. I agree with that. Penance should be imposed on them. We should send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics of St. Cognitus and learn the ways of the St. Keefe. This way, they would be used for returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with the verdict. There is a similar theology dispute at the Fifth Orphanal Council, and the conflict between the two cults was resolved in a sacred duel. 20 champions from each side came forward, both sides vowing to accept the victor's teaching if they lost. I propose to invoke the council's edict and settle the dispute in the same way. They believe their faith is superior, then let them prove it. Subject them to serve test of faith. If they survive it, they will be proven their steadfastness. Even if the Order of the Hammer does not accept their arguments, it will be easier on them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of St. Cognitus if they prove it with their own blood and pain. Malpians have renounced their concept of possession. Their vows are true and similar to ours, but they lack humanity and reverence for the dead. The blood-spun web would embrace their leaders. We could teach them. We could soothe their turmoil. I like adding to my power. The Malpian preachers now belong to the blood-spun web. Bring them aboard. From this day forth, the people serve the Undying One. Gain the Blade Dancer's graves. Moving through cells affected by raining blood, or if blood file costs wearers 50 less MP. Grim and sullen procession of preachers came aboard and made a vocal renunciation of their former lives. Disturbed by the loss of spiritual leaders, the refugees quieted down and no longer defiled the Order of the Hammer. Exactly what we wanted. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for his protection and staying true to the agreements between them. Efficiency +2, some holy gifts. Completed the High Throne. Cool. So I can do touched by holiness. Profit factor up by... This is a profit factor cost. But efficiency goes up by 2. Shield of Faith to the prow shield sector. No. So that would upgrade my ship a little bit. I would gain chemicals, people, and promethium. 1,000 of faithful with skin entirely covered in scars from former lines of scripture and Saint... No, that doesn't sound good at all. Jerusians, dogmatic +10, complacency and efficiency. No, I don't like that. I would block good tidings with this. I would get a named two-handed flamer if I went with bonfires of righteousness. Or I could go to good tidings. I'm not exactly dogmatic, however, but I could do good tidings. Gain plasteel, adamantine, gain 2 profit factor, which I kinda need right now. And I can get a named weapon from any of these as long as I do good tidings. Okay, so I like good tidings. It gives me profit factor. It gives complacency, which affects profit factor produced by the colony. It gives plasteel, it gives adamantine. And it gives frequency of faith, which gives some critical chance to all my allies. It's not going to be much because I don't have much of a dogmatic rank. But yeah, we'll do good tidings. So, the Order of the Hammer has a closely held and ambitious dream to erect a giant spire that will reach up to Falstone's orbit. From there, powerful Vox Station will broadcast prayers and sermons to the entire planet, while a voice of the astropathic choir will carry the sacred words to all across the Koronus Expanse. The good tidings will be heard throughout the Vox spectrum, rallying the Imperium subjects. Sure, go for it, guys. And meanwhile, we'll go to, Epsilon there. When the Lord Captain arrived on the bridge during the warp jump, he found the on-duty officers in a state of utter confusion. They claimed they had been receiving orders from the bridge for several minutes, orders authorized by the rogue trader, but the Lord Captain had been absent. Curiously, the orders had been signed by the late Theodora von Valencius. After a thorough investigation, Tech Priest attributed this strange incident to the whims of the machine spirits. The ship left the hostile Imperium and returned to real space. So nothing really much there. This was the planet I was going to do last. We'll do it first because it's here. Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of the system match those of the Telekisos Epsilon, home to the agri-world Janus that belongs to the Von Valentius dynasty. We received a Vox message from the planet. The agri-world's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. So I'm going to do Janus last year and just see what else is here. Well, not explored. Got some more plasma battery fuel. Cool. Then over here, another planet to explore and scan. Ice World. More plasteel. Lady Theodora loved frozen worlds. I never did discover the reason why, but the Lord Captain never missed a chance to visit such a planet even on the slightest pretext. Well, if I need plasteel, I can go back there. It's actually J I needed to do. So I don't have enough Promethium or Xenotech for either of these. Okay. Well, we'll go to Janus now. I can't really do much to either of them for now. Alright, so... Janus, what do you got for me? Just Governor Viat's estate. Oh, everyone's leveled up. I'm going to do that before landing. So we'll hit level 19 first. So I get Wild Hunt here. The bounty hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and score critical hits. This is my bounty hunter heroic action. That's what it is. We're getting heroic actions this level. Overcharge. At this archetype... Oh, yeah. The Cyber Eagle immediately heals the full wounds, even if it has 0. The immobilized, prone, and stunned effects are removed from it. The Overseer's next 3 actions cost 1 AP less. Until the end of combat, the obstructed enemy's attacks in the direction of the Cyber Eagle that hit, that allies automatically score critical hits. Let's go. So if they hit the enemy with the obstruct, they instead critical hit no matter what. Vanguard for Abelard. Until their next turn, the Vanguard attempts to attack each enemy that attacks the Vanguard or their allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard. To make this a counterattack, if the Vanguard has enough MP, they move towards the attacker. If the Vanguard moves, the area of this effect moves accordingly. So they move to essentially take hits for their allies. That could be kind of cool. Cassia with Grand Strategist. The Grand Strategist chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area except the Grand Strategist gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 MP at the start of the Grand Strategist's next turn. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat area, this AP is increased by 1 to a maximum of 3, and MP by 2 up to a maximum of 6. So they could basically get almost a full turn if used correctly. That is huge. Argenta. Steady superiority. Until the end of combat, the Arch-Militant can make 1 additional attack each turn, including the 1 additional attack that was used on this heroic act. The first attack after using the ability each and every turn afterward costs 0 AP. Idira. With Executioner. The Executioner makes an attack with their primary weapon. On hit, the target suffers a weapon damage, and if it is affected by any damage over time effects, suffers 4 more additional instances of damage from those effects. This does not affect the duration of those effects, so she can do bleeding. I think she has a thing to do poison. She can do burning damage, so that can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Assassin with Cabela. Dispatch. The assassin makes an attack with the current weapon against the enemy. This attack cannot miss and deals 50% more damage. fact that she has a two-handed weapon, that is a lot of damage. It also deals damage equal to 25% of the target's missing wounds. The assassin's dodge, dodge reduction, armor penetration, and parry reduction are doubled for this effect. So if they, for whatever reason, would attack me back, she has more dodge, or if dodge plays into her attack for whatever reason, and dodge reduction, armor penetration, and parry reduction so that she does more damage for going through the armor, and so that she hits, because dodge reduction and parry reduction, making sure, she just hits. Then J is a grand strategist. Oh no, she's Master Tactician. Master Tactician selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All allies, including the Master Tactician, have line of sight to any enemies in that selected zone and make an immediate single attack against a random enemy in that zone with their target that they can target with their weapons. Cool. And then Heinrich is the same as Idira, so nothing new there. Okay, let's go aboard Janus. Oh, beautiful looking world. A lot of people meeting me. This guy here looks special. Last sniper, you say? They gonna shoot me, or are they just on the lookout? Oh, she's definitely special. Vistenza Viat, a lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown, watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viat Ab Arm. My name is Vistenza Janus Viat Ab Aram of Koronus. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the rogue trader Theodore von Valensis, I serve as planetary governor and the Imperial commander-in-chief of this world. And greetings to you, noble Westarian. It has been years since your last visit to Janus. I'm glad to see you again. It is a good sign when the rogue trader Sensual does not visit a subject planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Viat? It means the governor is taking care of all matters and there is no need for the Sensual to interfere. I praise these words, and I thank you for them. In truth, your arrival in place of the esteemed Lady von Valensis is quite unexpected. I hope my coming in Theodore's stead has not disappointed you too much. Not in the least, your lordship. On the contrary, I'm delighted after all these years to welcome you to my world.
For Janus!
Oh, hell. That's why she was there. Well, let's get this party started. Kind of expect that from Imperial Guard to just kind of drop like that after a single shot, but let's get this party started.
Struggles are in vain.
Let's see. I can't exactly see what they are. I'm ambushed, so I can't move. Just servants, okay. So, Cassia, you were in a better spot here. Like, say, right there. Could you lidless and knock these fools out? Yes, you could.
I'm not accustomed
There's
to
only
being
5 of
ordered
them.
around.
And then let's give a shot to the main character,
If you insist, Lord Captain.
who has 3 actions here. So let's see, they are tier 2s, all of them, so I don't really care about using Hunt Down Prey, but I suppose I still can.
I will triumph.
And then I have a 95 on whoever I hit, gotcha. So let's use Surefire Plan.
Others guides me.
Claim my bounty.
I will triumph.
Only did 12, really. Then we're going to analyze so we do more damage. Surefire Plan him again.
Purpose
And then pop him.
guides me. Ruin, death shall
Get up from
reign.
that. Cassia, time to put your stuff in motion. We are going to frontline right here. That way Abelard gets the armor. And the servant takes more damage. We are going to backline where you are so you get more cover. And then I want to... You know what? Everyone in this little section gets more damage.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Idira. Let's see here. Next range attack inflicts burning.
On it.
I'm already going to ignite them, so does this inflict double burning?
Was that you? Or
They have 32 burning on them, so they are going to burn. Or warning Argenta.
Of course.
Then analyze on the
Anything
servant
else?
that takes more damage.
Weapon at the ready.
Emperor, protect me.
My
Well, they
prescience
kind of
has
burst and
failed
did some
me.
damage. Hey, Argenta. I'm gonna have you move right here.
Move through me. Be the fire.
Concentrated fire. And then we're gonna burst fire them. After you, Furious Recital. 8 shots at him. Let's go.
This way.
Wait, there's... Oh yeah, the burning one's left.
What an unfortunate
He burned down.
turn of fate.
Are there more coming in? I kind of thought this was too easy. Yeah, they blasted in through the walls. I can't see what's happening. Oh, they just shot someone that was there. Okay. So, Diversionist Rebel, Grenadier Rebel, Ripper Rebel. Gotcha. Okay. Hope we can deal with that. I'm gonna get into cover over here.
Stride.
Let's mark... Ooh, they're rank 3s.
I will.
Grenadier
triumph.
Rebel, I don't like grenades. I'm gonna analyze the Grenadier.
I need no guidance.
Surefire
One
plan to do
step
damage.
closer.
Popping
Ruin
good.
beckons.
Surefire plan.
guides me.
Surefire plan again. Claim my bounty. He goes down no matter what.
Blood-soaked tribute.
Then let's get the Diversionist Rebel and do perfect spot. And that's pretty much all I can do for now.
Let's make it quick.
Oh, he ran right up to me. Good thing I dodged. They all get actions. Okay.
Time to slaughter someone.
So are they gonna blow in through the other wall as well?
I'm here, maggots.
Hold on.
That voice is really familiar. That sounds like an orc from Warhammer.
Dead yet?
Or Warcraft, rather. Hold on. Work's done. Yeah, that's what we want, Abelard. Charge the Ripper Rebel right there.
Victory is imminent.
Defensive stance. Taunting Scream all of them. Then, I was really hoping he'd be able to take one out. And the shield only does 12 damage. But you can maybe take the Ripper Rebel out with a crit, and if he attacks you, you get the parry attack back, so that works. I have a stupid plan. A soaring strafe. From here, all the way down. Well, I can just do it to here. Good birdie. Who's a good birdie? Then we're going to do obstruct vision. Can I hit the Ripper? I want to hit the sharpshooter rebel right there, but I need to move. So if I go right here, I do have vision on the sharpshooter. So we're going to obstruct the vision of the sharpshooter rebel and go right here and hope he hits his friendo. Then I have 2 left. So let's do Machine Spirit Communion. Get the recoil down for Argenta.
Let's get to it.
Alright, Cassia, get behind the cover, please. Then I need you to move the rear, I believe it is, for the critical hit chance. Get all of us.
Navigator, not a servitor.
Let's do voice of command on the main character. Oh, he's not going to be able to do the shot because the ironclad rebel there. Huh. Thinking. You know what? Finest hour on
In the
Abelard.
name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
I've seen worse battles.
Gonna
than
move up
this in
to
my
the
time.
rogue, the ironclad rebel.
At your beck and call.
Swing away.
I will do my duty.
2 and
Reduce
3.
to dust.
Now he's done, and then
At
we
your
can
beck and
charge up to the next guy and take him out. Now the main character isn't in combat. Can do bring it down on the main character. I didn't think we would
Me?
refresh
If you
all
insist,
AP
Lord
on her.
Captain.
So I suppose we can do take aim as well. Or bring it down. Really wanted to hit that sharpshooter. 48 to 51 and 48 to 51. Okay. Well, surefire plan.
Guides me.
58 to 61.
I
Diversionist
will,
crit.
Death shall reign.
Diversionist crit. Oh, am I out of hunt down the prey? Darn. I'm also out of bullets, so I suppose we'll just analyze the sharpshooter rebel right here.
Guides me.
End that turn. End that turn.
Let's get to it.
When at Abelard. Good old attack back, which got parried. We can't get her into any good cover. Suppose I can put her right here, and she has view of some people, right? Like, I could ignite the sharpshooter right here. Yeah, that works. Okay. So we do Merciless Verdict again.
On it.
And then Ignite on Sharpshooter
No
Rebel.
can do. That
Well, I
is
thought I
not
had line
my
of sight on
destiny.
him. I suppose take out this sharpshooter rebel.
Will do.
Little bit of a backlash there, that's fine. Forewarning Abelard.
Anything else?
Analyze enemy on
This Scryer's job.
the rebel with Abelard so he takes a bit more damage. We're fine. Yeah, how's that going for you? Alright, Argenta. Gonna have her move right here. Just see how things go. I shoot downrange, I only have a 4% chance, but if I burst fire him, I'm sorry, Abelard. I'd love to get the 8 shots on this guy. I'll take the risk of hitting Abelard a few times. Actually, what I can do, controlled shot. I won't be able to use concentrated fire or anything, but it works. That way I don't hit Abelard. Automatically dodge next attack, yeah. It's a 50% chance of hitting him. I was hoping that would do more to the rebel. Alright, well I can't do much with her right now, so I guess that's an end. The sharpshooter goes. Ooh, got Argenta good there.
I won't waste
We
my
have to
time on that.
reload. But I only get 1 shot. And it looks like I can only hit the rebel right there. Unless I went right here.
Descend upon the weak.
In which case... not a great hit chance. Not a great one at all. So let's take out the Ironclad Rebel right here so everyone else can move fine.
Demise.
That makes Abelard able to move. No pun intended.
A tactically sound approach.
I'm gonna have him charge
Indeed.
the sharpshooter right here.
Grey hair, sure hand.
Suppose we'll endure. In defensive stance. Pascal. Can you shoot? No. If you go right here, can you see anyone? Things get a little wonky there, huh?
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Can we do strafe where I want to go?
My competencies
No.
are not that universal.
Maybe. Hit them both. Hit 1, hit 2. Let's go. Obstruct vision on the guy right next to you, buddy. Nope. Well, I did what I could. Consequently, could I do area attack or charge and hit him? It's a possibility. Joint analysis for now. Just get everyone doing a little bit more damage. And then we'll blast him. And then I can go and finish him off
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
by yelling very loudly. There we go. Well, that was the thing. How's everyone? You okay? State Warden, your lordship, the Emperor preserve us. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wards of every world we visit. Pale grayness is strangling this peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for our well-being, and yet he fears for his own even more. And where did the governor go? We still have to talk with her. I'm fine. I can't say the same for the attackers, though. Praise the throne. If you would please follow me, I will personally escort you to the governor, while you have the protection of walls and wardens. Fine, lead on. I kind of wanted to loot the bodies, but oh well. I can find my way back there later. Some interesting looking servants. I'm assuming I go through this door? Locked. What door wants to lock me? Your lordship, most honorable Miacidae von Valancius, lord. The governor is awaiting you in her office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet her alone or with your entourage? They will accompany me. Your lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. Reprehensible stunt? I thought firing at moving targets was part of the ceremony. The woman standing next to her laughs delicately, but after a sharp sidelong look from the governor, she resumes the air of deferential sorrow. Oh no, your lordship, I would never dare to deliberately endanger the heir of the illustrious von Valancius dynasty. However, I cannot express my joy that you took some pleasure in what happened. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Year Late, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubtable advantages she brings. You see, she comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand, so she's proved several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses, although I admit at times I'm tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such gaunt, unfeminine figures, and so tall. If you wish to speak to her, you'll find her outside the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. So what's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprising broke out on Janus. I was not even notified of it at first. Griping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. And then it became apparent what was the administrative accounts had been referred to as unrest. We were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They have already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and now have moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill foodstuff supplies under current conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider this situation dispassionately. Even amongst the most talented logistic experts in the administratum are unable to guarantee stable tides, and shuttles are wary of landing at spaceports. And the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within the ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred and your visit is a true blessing, you see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search. If we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours, your lordship, perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even your approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have ground forces and ship's crew work together and hunt down the enemy. We'll get to the bottom of this, because I need this. I'm sure the rebels will have to say something to the master of their world. I'm immeasurably grateful to you for your assistance. If there are any If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information, but you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of stranger in the area, but besides that, we don't know any who would let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did it might also know something. I, as well as my retinue are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak, removing all traces from the attack to the estate. The esteemed Magos, who is responsible for the agromatic efforts on the planet, is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report. And of course, there's my aide in the war against the rebels, your led. I have no doubt she'll be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. And who's this person? One of my ladies in waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me perform in my constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperous of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time, Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. To bathe in your light is greatness as a true otter, rogue trader. So Footfall needs food. Can you supply the provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. The question is, can such an expensive and fertile trade world feed a few thousand void rats? Of course. We lose more provisions, 9 pests every cycle, then the Footfall could eat their entire lives. But can we get provisions to Footfall? No. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface would be a target for attack, and the rebels would not hesitate to bring it down. Our silos could become targets for sabotage, food could be poisoned or mined, logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall would only be possible once the uprising is done. Okay, so we gotta do that before we can fix or help Footfall. So there's loot up here? Through this door?
I tread a path unexplored.
No, it was over here.
Praying before the sacred warrant has imbued me with the determination to fulfill my mission. With the support of the rogue trader, I will wrest the relic from the heretic's clutches.
If you say so.
Your resolve gleams with every shade of gold, sister. Your words blaze like a fire, and your faith in what you say is unshakable. I can barely behold it without squinting.
Well, they seem to like each other. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there for now. Actually, maybe I can. No, it's locked, isn't it? Can I get back in here? Just out of curiosity. No, then it kicks me back out. Okay. So it sounds like we're going to have to talk to a bunch of people before busting up a bunch of rebels, which I assumed something was going on here. But that was an interesting...
Is it seemly for valued servants of the Emperor to huddle together in such a squalid abode?
Yes.
Lay people always overvalue indications of status.
So let's go get this really quick. It's kind of interesting that my nodes are still there. Did they really clean up the bodies? I wanted to loot. Was this everything for me, maybe? No. Dried berries. Maybe those will have a use. What happened to all the bodies that I wanted to loot? Because definitely see glitches going on here, though. It took away my loot, if there was any loot. I'm kind of sad about that.
I beg your pardon.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Ooh, did not expect to talk to the security officer. I was kind of looking for one of the other people. Your lordship, please do not stray too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has holed himself up in there. He could be dangerous. What's going on here? Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He sealed himself inside, already injured 2 wards who tried to reach him. There's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear their last dregs of dirt from the estate. I have one question, officer. Why have you not already done it? Rogue Trader is here, and the longer you delay, the more you put his life needlessly at risk. It's inexcusable, your lordship. The barrels of poison were only just delivered, but we're ready to begin now. Who is he? To tell the truth, your lordship, I'm more concerned with clearing the area right now than with his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable info from him unless we find something on his corp after we've done the job. I want to talk with him. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe. You dare question me? Out of the way. Forgive me, your lordship. Act as you see fit. In we go, then we can maybe get info out of him. Piss off! You won't take me alive. Better put a bullet in my brain than let a governor's dogs get their hands on me. Let's examine the door. Examine the door. The door lock is solid and formidable, but you notice dent marks on the hinges, a sure sign that the material is degraded. The lock doesn't look new either. With a suitable tool, it could easily be opened. Yeah, pick the lock. Takes you half a minute to figure out the archaic mechanism. With a soft click, the door opens. Hi, buddy. It can't be. The Rogue Trader. Your lordship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. You want me to save you? Youth is a time of recklessness. I have heard that said more than once in the Scala Pragnorium and during my noviety. But the youth is also a time of directness. Let us listen to this young man before we judge him. I agree with his sister here. It's very rare for them to agree. People don't become rebels just because everything in their lives is rosy. The kid's just as green as grass. It'd be a shame to kill him for nothing. Something's wrong on Janus. I can feel it. Maybe he can shed light on what's going on. Save you from what? From Governor Wyatt. She knows. Everybody knows what she's doing to us. We put up with it for a long time, hoping somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody did. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like rocks in settlements, supposedly to go to the palace, but then they're never seen again. Her servants pour something over the fields, then people start to lose their minds. They start hearing voices, seeing evil spirits. While we're dying, she's sitting behind their white walls and feasting on our bones. I was taught that peasants have a tendency to exaggerate suffering due to sloth and weakness of spirit, but this young man, vermilion thorns pierce every centimeter of his body, and gray shackles bind his hands, feet, and neck. There are no lies in his words, only terror and desperation without end. You're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes, others are going feral and attacking their loved ones, and then there's... People say that in some settlements they've stopped upholding the law altogether. Imperial law and basic law, human decency. People are turning into animals. Who's behind the rebels? Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't sell out my brethren. It's over for me, but the others, I won't betray them. Let's see here. Yeah, persuasion. There will be no end to the war on this planet until I get a handle on the situation, but to do that I need to meet with your leader. As long as you keep your word. I plan on it. I don't plan on keeping her in check. I've never been to the camp, none of us have, but only the chief saw one person from their base. He came a few times bringing weapons and orders. He said he represented a force greater than we could imagine, and said the governor's dogs will pay for the reprisals in the settlements. But that's not where they're hidden. They keep their distance from ordinary folks. We have it all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swiped the chief's Vox. I thought that after I killed the governor, I could use the message coordinates to find the base and hide there. That's everything I know, your lordship. So there's a Vox. Okay. Get up and come with me. I give you my word as the Rogue Trader. You live for this information. Thank you, your lordship. Your lordship, thank you. I thank you for this kindness. I never thought I'd live. Your lordship, I honor your bravery. Please allow me to get rid of this rat for you. No. I guess dogmatic is the way to go here. Because I wanted to bring him on my ship. But this man is now under my protection. See to it that he's held in safely in custody until his fate is decided by a fair trial. With deepest respect to your lordship, it will be done. A dumbfounded expression appears on the officer's face. With deepest respect to your lordship, he thinks of his next words and abruptly bows. It will be done. And if something happens to him, guys, you know what's going to happen, right? Like, I know who to come to. And then there's just cargo in here? Okay. Pascal, let's use a multi-key here.
The machine gun grants me
I got 2 more
insight.
multi-keys and a disinfection device. Device grants wielder 15 bonus to Koronus. That would be
Your
Abelard?
seneschal is always there for you.
And I suppose we can leave.
Intriguing.
So there's some loot up here. Let's go get that. If I can. Because Loot Goblin will have Loot Goblin. Just servitors up here and stuff, right? So, okay, just cargo. Not seeing too much else up here, but can I explore a little bit? Old servant, hi there. Got anything to say? You're late, Weitzdog. I'm the master of my own fate. Hearing your footsteps, the elderly servant grabs an injector and stabs it into his arm. The area around the needle immediately starts to turn black. You're late. You're too late, Weitzdog. I'm the master of my own fate, so he's ending himself right now. But when he gets a better look at you, the man drops the injector in astonishment and seems poised to prostrate himself on the floor before you. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. He doubles up, hugging himself and is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I'd known it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital function is expected in no more than 60 seconds. Whatever it is you want to say, and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus, save them. Vistenza Viat, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interests as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to orders, sometimes old, sometimes children. I've seen those people. Sometimes them being delivered to the estate, and then they never are seen or heard from again. They go into secret rooms and then they don't come out again, your lordship, ever. Fresh meat to entertain the nobility. Some things never change, whether you're on my planet or anywhere else in the righteous Imperium. Peasants who were taken to Year 5 to serve House Orsilia were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of the great dynasty. Why should they ever return to their filthy, squalid abodes? The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins and neck, and are latticed of black. The servant's breath quickens and becomes irregular. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the one the governor trusts, they change, she changes them, pretties them up, defiles them. You accuse the rogue trader's appointed governor of heresy. If your words are false, they themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true, if that's true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. I swear I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister, from me and for Janus. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What else is going on in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. Those tithes, some settlements have already switched to paying with people. They say that animal settlements get special treatment from the governor's dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement. then security, and then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlements and those outside the world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's one who told me all this. The people are rotting alive in there. Strange growths, yellow eyes, stinking like dead bodies. Worse looking ones are rounded up and taken away. The fellow who escaped, he seemed fine, but within a few days of the rebels picking up, he started seeing monsters instead of people. They had to lock him up and away from the other folks, poor sod. Then his wrists. Your lordship, if you'll permit a dying man to make one last request, don't tell anyone I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. I will keep it a secret. Please save Janus. Please save us. Save Janus. Well,
let's see.
That was a thing.
Opportunity.
I suppose there's going to be a lot of looking around to do yet. And a lot of uncovering things to do. That's weird. Oh, she's probably looking at something there. That's a smoke cloud for her. That's the, not sure if it's a tech priest or what they technically named that guy. But that's another one of the named ones they wanted me to talk to. But there's a lot going on this planet, and it's going to be a lot of uncovering stuff, I feel like. Then we're really going to have to choose another side on this planet. So, I feel like we'll probably do the whole detective work in the next episode, because that is going to be a lot to do, and I'm not sure how long that's going to take before we even start getting to the other sectors in this world. So we'll do that next time. But beautiful looking world, I do like it. Interested to see where all of this goes, and we'll take it from there. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please, have a good one.